But I actually had something that I was thinking about that I wanted to ask you guys. So my brother called on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever I went to see Vicky Pezza, and we were talking, and he was saying how much money he's making, and I like felt in my head a little bit. He wasn't doing it to be mean, but we just hadn't talked in a while, and like I started thinking of all these things and how like I'm like a bad, like not a bad person, but like I felt bad about what I'm doing, and like the next day I was thinking about like it's him making money has nothing to do with me really, and like I don't like I was trying to think of like get rich quick schemes and like and how to like start making a lot more money, but I was just like it must happen a lot with comics when people are doing better than you and making a lot more money. And how long did it take you to like not freak out about it, like to not get really pissed off and like think I'm gonna go back to robbing people or whatever?
I knew from the beginning that all you could do was worry about you. I knew from anything else I ever did.
When you're a comic, you're just golfing. You can't worry. Yeah, he's having a great round. Fuck that. You got to concentrate on your game. That's it. And you're always competing against yourself. That's the way I've always viewed comedy, because that shit's gonna eat you alive. Literally, it's just gonna eat you alive. There's always somebody who's doing better than you. There's always some new guy that's gonna start to pop, and the flavors of the month, they all go by the wayside. You just gotta keep doing your own thing and keep working your ass off. And hopefully, at the end of the day, when they bury you, they see some dirt underneath your fingernails and go, "Oh, that guy worked his ass off." That's the way I always look at it.
You know, it's cliche to say, but it's like I'm a little older than you, and life is like peaks and valleys. You're going to be hot at times, and you're going to be cold at times. It's life. You're going to have good years.
Yeah.
You're going to have a fucking bad year. You're going to have a divorce. Something's going to happen. You know, your mom passes, your dad passes. Something happens, and you have peaks and valleys. But you keep going, and I think it's the same way with comedy. When you first came in, I asked you about the show. Sullivan's Son, which you created and sold, and big ups to you. A bad motherfucking move in the world of comedy. Most importantly, you brought your friends in, which meant the world to me. You brought. I would watch the show when I was on the road on a Saturday, and I'd see Owen Benjamin and the black dude, and I'd see Ahmed, and I'd see all these guys. And usually comics get a little success and they alienate themselves.
Yeah.
But the good ones bring family in to have that closeness on the set.
Yeah.
To watch your back. Plus, to make it fucking funny, your flavor.
Yeah.
And that's what you did, so I give you all the grace in the world. But then, you know, in 97, 96, a bunch of comics got shows. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it was Margaret Cho, because they all wanted to duplicate Tim Allen. It was Margaret Cho, Greg Giraldo, and Tom Rhodes.
Yeah.
They threw 3 shows at them. All 3 shows failed. If those comics would have put their heads between their tails and said, well, Tim Allen hasn't disappeared, they wouldn't have been here. Margaret Cho's doing better than ever.
Yeah.
Tom Rhodes is funnier than fucking ever.
Yeah.
And Greg Giraldo, rest in peace, before he died, he was one of the top 3 fucking headliners in my world.
I agree with you, yeah.
So, for some people, they fucking fall wayside. This takes them aside. Oh, I can't deal with it. For others, they fucking scrap off. They get a roast beef sandwich, a salt and pepper, some potato salad, and they get right the fuck back out there. And that's the best way to fucking put it. That's the American way.
Yeah.
You know, the people that you see that are in therapy and on Zoloft and whatever the fucking pills are, that's because something triggered and they won't let that motherfucker go.
Yeah.
It's here. We get it. And we sympathize with you, and we understand you went through a rough patch. But there's a whole fucking world out there.
Yeah.
There's a whole out world out there. And so what? So what? There's a guy that's funny than you. Bill Burr's hilarious.
Yeah.
Fucking Sebastian's fucking hilarious. You're hilarious. If I went home and sat there, I gotta beat number 3. You're missing the whole point of this fucking journey.
You gotta be you. That's why, like, one of the things I learned when I was at the Comedy Cellar in New York City, 7 years at the Cellar, you know, you see everybody there. It's much like the store, where on any night, Chappelle's going to come in, Chris Rock's going to come in, you know, Seinfeld's going to come in. Anybody's going to come in there and kill it, and you might be after that guy. And when I was starting off, I was always like, oh, well, I'm not as good as Chappelle. I'm not good. And the thing I realized after the 7 years is the audience doesn't give a fuck. They're done. They're gone. They saw him. Now what the fuck are you going to do? That's all the audience cares about. And I learned that. It took a few years to learn it, because in your head you're thinking, oh, I'm not at that level. Well, of course you're not. But at some point, maybe you will be. But all you can do is your best when you're on there and give them the taste of who you are, your identity, and just go from there. So I agree with you, everything you said.
But when you're younger, Like, I remember being 25 and getting a call. I was living in Colorado. I was making about $6,000 a month selling cars. I was taking 6 credits at night, you know. I had a dog. I paid $450 a month rent. The car was given to me if I sold 3 or 4 cars.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't doing bad.
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking doing bad. Did I want to Testarossa? Did I want chicks sucking my dick, Steve Byrne? Did I want to go to a bar and pay for everybody's drinks? Did I want to be that guy? I think we all do when you're, you know. And I used to have friends that would call me from Florida and go, "Hey, man, we threw away $100,000 last night. Like, we lit it on fire last night."
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? We're down here. Remember Bob Galindo? He has a stock guy. I came down. He bought me $5,000 suits, and I'm living in his house. And I'm selling stocks. And I'm swimming. And I remember going, "Holy shit! What do you make a month?" And the guy's like, $28,000, and I don't work Fridays and Saturdays, and all this shit. I remember hanging up the phone and feeling like you, and going, but going, you know what? I got my own thing going on here, and not being jealous. And a year later, they all got arrested for penny stock fraud, and they all had to do 10 years.
Shit.
And they lost their licenses, and today they're firemen on they're doing fucking roofing work. I see them when I go home. All those guys. Your brother's a fucking fitness guy, okay?
Right.
Unless you're fucking Jack LaLanne, you ain't making no fucking money in fitness. He's a personal trainer making $12,000 a month. I'm sure he's paying somebody who's doing 1,000 things. That shit don't last. I wish him a lot of fucking luck in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad at him.
No, you
like, we don't have a good relationship, but like, he wasn't doing it to be a jerk. But
he was telling you what you should be doing to make that type of money.
Like that, a little bit like that, and then it's just, he's my younger brother. I'm the older brother. Like, and part of me was like, I should be making more. Like, I should be making more than him. But you're right.
He also lives 2 blocks from your mom, and he goes over 3 times a week for dinner. You follow what I'm saying to you too? Doesn't he live close to mommy?
Yeah.
All right then. So at least you're out here sweating your balls out by yourself. What the fuck does he know about that? You know, he's 2 blocks from mommy. Shit goes bad, he goes back to mommy's. You're out here living with 2 Mexicans. Shit goes bad, you're on the floor next to the cousin and the other guy who's not around no more. Yeah. Right or wrong? These people, you know.
Totally, yeah.
You cannot ever worry in your life what somebody's doing. You cannot worry about it in your life. It should inspire you, especially when somebody close to you and they're a good person.
Yeah.
And something good happens and you're like, wow, that means I got a fucking chance.
Yeah.
I got a chance.
Yeah.
Going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.